there different metrics that you use to track experiments with?
Yeah, Arif. So when you're talking about experiments, often you're talking about the most prolific or most used is the split test, A/B or ABC. And what you're doing essentially is you're driving traffic, half of it through one ad or another, or half of it through one landing page or another. And then you're testing. Often we're testing to see which one is going to make our clients the most profit, which landing page is going to give us the most profit. Now, just the nature of a split test, it's not a perfect split. So you can't say you can't use profit itself, total profit, and compare, because you're going to get a slightly different number of people getting pushed through side A versus side B. And then the one that has the most traffic can potentially have the most profit, and that's not fair. So the metric we often use is what we call our king or our queen metric for these things is a profit per impression. So impression being, in this case, it'd be ad impression, for instance, or landing page, it could be profit per click to that landing page. And so that basically normalizes the lack of equal traffic on both sides of the experiment. And then the other interesting thing is you can't, just to mention why you can't use other metrics for that, is if your ultimate arbiter of truth is which is giving you the most profit, you can't use things like cost per acquisition, click-through rate, conversion rate. The highest conversion rate landing page doesn't necessarily give you the most profit. So that's why profit, if that's your ultimate goal, that has to be part of the equation. And then often if it's an ad test, for instance, impressions, the very beginning of the chain of events, it's the ad is being seen, not even clicked on yet. So, and all the other metrics are sandwiched between those two. Great question.
Yeah. Thinking about measuring profit per impression, most of our clients that we've worked with in collaboration with your team at PPC Profit Pros, they're not used to doing that. So I think for a variety of reasons. One, they weren't trained to do that. Number two, they don't have the technology to do it. And number three, they don't have the experience doing that, right? So when we start looking at profit, it really changes the game in terms of strategically, how do you spend your money to now become most profitable? So Aaron, that's been a key kind of educational process for many of our clients. And when they see that work, a lot of times their minds are kind of blown. And then they have to build more sales capacity, right? Because they're generating more qualified leads that are turning to sales. So they need more salespeople.
Right. Yeah. And then to your point, most marketers, they are always focused on leads and maximizing leads. And it's a simpler thing to test for. If you're testing for which ad or which landing page is going to give us the most leads, then you're not going to obviously use profit, but it's a simpler thing to set up a test for that. And the results aren't necessarily what the client should be looking for, because as you know, Alex, from your purview in the CRM and working with sales staff, not all leads, in fact, 95% of marketing leads don't initially turn into sales revenue and profit on average. So if we're just testing to see which page gives us the most leads, you're ultimately missing the point that 5%, the 5% that you should be focusing on, you're not. You're focusing on the entire thing and trying to grow all those leads, when in fact you should be focusing on the 5 that are giving you the sales revenue profit. And that's why we focus on the profit. But having said that, it does introduce a lot of complexities, because the equation is very simple for profit, a revenue minus cost. But the the ways to get to max profit are now become more, because you've got 5 different ways to do that. You can raise revenue, you can lower cost, you can raise revenue and lower cost, you can raise revenue faster than you're increasing cost, you can decrease cost faster than you're decreasing revenue. So it's and you combine that with the complexities of split testing. Yeah, it's a tough thing to do, but it's worthwhile.
Yep. Tough, but worthwhile. Good things are.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you both of you to giving the insights about the CRM side and the PPC side. So thanks a lot. Thank you again.